name is Esler, and today we have a pretty good show here on Artstory, your local art show profiling the best artists and arty stuff around town. We have cool guests right now with me. We have Alyssa Hinton, we have Sai Shi Silver, and Adam Silver. All of them pretty good artists in town, but you're not from town, correct?
I came up from North Carolina, from Durham, North Carolina.
So how's everybody doing, by the way?
Great.
We're doing good.
How is the snow treating you?
Okay.
We love it.
You love it?
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
For all of you that are not, it's not snowing, hopefully now when you're watching this, because probably it's summer, but right now it's weird weather. But anyways, we're inside, and I want to talk a little bit about your gallery first. So both of you have a gallery, correct?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit, Adam, what your gallery does there, or?
We are in our 10th year, and we show work that is both ancient and contemporary. And we show local, regional, and international artists. And you want to add something?
Yeah, we are going to have an opening soon. It's Alyssa Hinton's wonderful art. So it's this Saturday. Opening is 4 to 6 o'clock.
Yes, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
And the show will be up through September. So
September, so the whole, that's a long time.
Almost 6
through
months.
September 25th.
Nice.
The gallery's open daily by appointment, calling in advance.
Nice. And I guess, okay, you talk a little bit about because I have some pictures here about your art, and it's quilts, or what's
I basically describe it as collages of all types. So there's photo collage, there's digital composite, which is just sort of the digital version of, the regular old photo collage that I used to do before I had a computer. But it's all kind of hybrid art. So it's got photographs, pieces of paintings, pieces of drawings, pieces of block prints, pretty much anything that I feel like, oh, that would look good in some art. I'll scan it in and then just kind of chop it up and arrange it within Photoshop. So the end result is this artwork that you can't really tell exactly what it is, whether it's conventional art or whether it's digital art. It's a hybrid of the two. And then I started to do that on cloth. So I started printing on cloth and then sewing the sections of cloth together to create sort of like a whole nother level of collage. And actually I called it collage on steroids because fiber art kind of lends itself to collage because you can create all these pieces and parts, and then you can actually sew it together, and that's how you can kind of bring it together with thread or even rope. If it's really big, you could just kind of poke big holes in it, rope it together or wire it together. Yeah. So they're just variations of collage, basically.
And there's a lot of I guess what is your inspiration? Like, is it like your what is your inspiration to make this kind of art?
Well, there's kind of varying levels of inspiration. One of them would just be being a mixed person in America, being the sort of composite, where you've got these divergent elements, and because society has all these boxes, that people like to fit you in, or labels that they like to stick on your forehead. By being a mixed person, you're almost by default, finding yourself in this process of bringing everything together all the time because you're a whole person. You're not an amalgamation of different pieces, really, because you're a human being. So the artwork is this sort of process where you can kind of bring all the divergent elements together and just kind of meld them together. So that's sort of the inspiration, I guess. I wouldn't really call it inspiration. I would just call it like necessity of like bringing the pieces together and being able to kind of merge smoothly into almost like this sort of yin-yang idea where you've got the kind of coexisting opposites and you can sort of bring them together and, they can be integrated. So that's one level. Another level is just ethnic identity, just exploring the different kind of branches of the family and figuring out where they came from, and mostly the indigenous background in my family because that's the one that was sort of hidden all along.
What native?
Okay, so there's folks from North Carolina which would be Tuscarora and Saponi Indians from eastern North Carolina, that actually ended up enslaved on plantations and kind of became black folks, basically, just out of necessity because of the way Southern history was. It was broken down into you were either black or white. And so after the Indian Wars in the South, they had basically Indian refugees of war, and most of whom were women, ended up going into slavery on these plantations, tobacco and cotton plantations. So so their identity got hidden because it wasn't even safe to go around, saying, "Hey, I'm indigenous." That just wasn't safe. Like, you just didn't do that. So they kind of became black or just people of color, because that was a category, like people of color. They even had free people of color. They even had Indians who were free people of color who owned black slaves. Whoa. So there were like all these variations.
Hierarchy of like.
Yeah, this kind of hierarchy of variations of, status down south. But the end result is, in our family, that just kind of got buried. Not completely buried, because otherwise I wouldn't have had a starting point. But my grandparents were able to say, "Hey, we are, this is our background. We come from this, and we're from." They weren't able to say we were Tuscarora. They were able to say, they said Cherokee, which a lot of people down south will say Cherokee, even if they're not. And then that's my grandfather's folks. My grandmother, her folks were from Kansas and Missouri. They were Osage Indian, and my grandmother was able to say, yes, her grandmother was an Osage Indian. But again, it's just sort of this kind of quiet thing. Whereas the other branches of the family, you can pretty much look it up.
And it's right there.
Well, African American part of the family, that's not so easy to track back either. The European part is relatively easy to track back. If you wanted to do your genealogy, you could probably do the European part in a couple of days. You could end up in medieval England or Ireland.
They used to have a store there that also made. No, Sash, you are from, where are you from?
I'm from China.
China. What part of China? Like
Sichuan part, Sichuan province. Yeah.
And did you make your art over there as well?
Yes, yeah. I started learning art since I was 13. So it's been many years. Yeah.
So your art, can you talk a little bit about what you do as an artist?
Yes. As art is always in my life. So I do everything about art. So I also teaching, I also cooking. So all of this, it has an art aspect of it. So I just, if without art, I think I cannot do anything. But with art, I can do everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
I even saw that you did some landscaping, and I mean that's. I mean, I've seen some people that can do some amazing stuff. And do you have some of your stuff in any galleries here, or is it?
Yes, my studio is in my art gallery. So when I don't have my work in the gallery, so you can always see in my studio.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Adam, how did you meet? Like, because you're married, correct?
Yeah.
How did
3 decades ago.
3 decades ago.
Yeah. Well, I met her down the street from her house in China. I was on a Watson Fellowship and looking at sacred architecture, and there was a pagoda sticking out. I think I've told this story once before on BCTV, so I'll just make it fast, okay? Basically, long story short, we decided to get married after 2 days. And
whoa, that's fast.
It took 3 months to actually get the paperwork because I needed a letter saying, I needed official document from the United States saying I had never been married, which there is no document.
Ooh.
So that was in the 80s.
My dad went to the Chinese consulate in New York, and they said, "No problem, Mr. Silver. Just tell your son, go to the American embassy and take a sworn oath and say say you've never been married."
Wow.
Well, luckily, I could say that I had never been married, and they prepared an affidavit, and there was their official document.
Nice.
Because I needed that document to say I had never been married. There is no such thing in our country.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out because a lot of good things have come. You have 2 books here. This is a book.
Yes, we publish.
They publish books, and they're pretty amazing. Like, I mean, this one, Is it gonna be on sale that tomorrow? Like,
Yeah, it's
Yes.
already published.
it's already
yeah.
published.
It could be purchased online, or we have some
That's
at the
not a
gallery.
thing right there. But look at that. I can't even see. It's just very cool stuff. So if you want to get a copy of this, so how many books do you have published?
About 10.
10. Nice. So where can people know more about your gallery and like?
They can look at cxsilvergallery.com, or they can find us. They also can find out about we have a unique cultural setting, which includes possibly the only art gallery that is also a dim sum catering service, because we also do dim sum catering. So we also have you can come and eat dinner in an art gallery.
Wow.
We also cater.
That's a great idea.
And that's dimsumvt.com. So we have these two joint ventures going on all the time. And we're very pleased to have Alyssa's work here. It's fascinating how she has been exploring her Tuscaroran and other ancestral roots, and weaving together a really wonderful hybrid combination of different media in sort of echoing her own hybrid identity. It's amazing. And her writing is fascinating. I just loved editing this book and putting it together. And we have a scholar named Chadwick Allen, who is a professor, and he's a specialist, and is himself an indigenous of one of the First Nations, or more than one of the First Nations. And he's written a nice article on there. And it's been a great experience working with Alyssa. We just love having her work here.
Nice. And Alyssa, do you have a website that people can go to?
I do. It's alyssahinton.com.
Awesome. People can contact you. And
yeah, there's lots of stuff on there. And even this, I just put up a post about this, covering this show and the, how you get in contact with their gallery and the dates and all that stuff. The phone number, everything's on my post as well. And it leads over to their website as well.
And we'll be cross promoting each other.
Nice. For the next until September, correct? It's gonna be going.
And Alyssa has roots here in Vermont too. She went to Putney.
Yeah,
That's
I went
right.
to
We have a
Putney.
local here.
Actually, my grandmother founded the Putney School, Carmelita Hinton.
That's
so
awesome.
of course I went to Putney,
Was
but
it?
only for 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, my parents didn't want me to be up here for all 4 years away from home, so
I see.
2 years was the limit. So
That's not bad.
And I'm so lucky to teach in Putney. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes,
I coach soccer in
come
Putney.
from-
So
oh, that's where you're coaching
yeah,
soccer.
that's in the Putney school.
So you'll run into
I'm at
it.
Putney School, Putney Grammar School.
Putney Grammar School. Okay.
Nearby.
Putney
Nearby,
School.
close
Where
down
the
there.
25-mile-per-hour sign is.
Yes, you go very slow.
yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for coming. Have another guest that I want to be with you. Anything else you would like to say about the gallery? Just come.
Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to come on Saturday.
Saturday
4 to
tomorrow.
6.
We won't be able to see it because it's gonna be in the past for you. But if you can't come,
You can come to the gallery.
Yes.
You can come to the gallery. We're open daily by appointment. Just give us a call and set up a visit with us. We're there every day. Just have to call us.
awesome. Well, thank you so much.
And there's a big eagle in the window.
Eagle, big
Yeah,
eagle.
there's a big fiber eagle, thunderbird, in the window that's representing the show right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
you can't miss it driving
Can't miss
by.
it. If you're scared of eagles, close your eyes. Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna switch to my next guest really quick. So see you later.
Thank you.
Whoa! Hey!
Oh.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
That was really lovely.
Sure.
How you doing?
Good. Everything's good. Amen.
That's awesome. Today we also have Tony Baca and I'm Braden. How's your day going so far?
You know, I mean, we were supposed to have a snowstorm and get buried, but we're good.
We're good. That's right. That is right. We're good.
The roads are good.
That's good. So Tony, what's up with you, man? Where you say you're from New Jersey, correct?
From New Jersey originally, which means like, you know, my ethnicity is who knows. But it's a mix. You know, I mean, the whole world is a mix at this point, and that's a beautiful thing.
That is true.
I just got back from Senegal, West Africa, and that was a whole world of folks in change. Their world is changing, and so we had this project, and we've been on just doing music, poetry, and, you know, trying to bring the world together, I guess.
And you're doing that through music.
Amen.
And your music is very interesting because it's a lot of percussion. It was mostly percussion, correct?
Yeah, no, I'd say, you know, you can hear melody, plenty of it, but I mean, that is what percussion is. It's something is being struck and you're looking for the melody and song inside it. That's what we're doing.
And how did you get involved with that? Because you were telling me that you started with more of like a physical, athletic.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, my parents were big fans of Ellington and Basie. They were doing their swing dance before I even knew what swing was. I was in New Jersey. I mean, it's all about sports and music, so those two sort of came together for me. And suddenly I realized the music thing was sort of a magic carpet ride, and people were asking me to play left and right, and the whole world seemed to open up. So between the music and the gymnastics, I don't know, I've been living a charmed life. I've got no real reason to have a 30-year career in music, but it happened. So lucky me.
That's really cool, because I feel like a lot of people are stuck, you know, like there's like these boxes that were put, like, you know, Elisa was talking about, these boxes that were put in, and it's good to break those. It's
America. I mean, we should be the world champions of no boundaries. I mean, look at us. We come from everywhere. We have every kind of mix of ethnicity and race in America. This should be a no-brainer. We should be the best at it, and we don't seem quite to have taken that kind of approach to really see it as our great treasure, our diversity. But I guess we'll get there, because why not?
Yeah, we'll get there. And we need to get this because there's a lot of hate going around, correct? Now, and you are local activists here, and you are trying to do that, trying to make people together.
Yeah.
So can you tell a little bit what you've been up to lately?
Sure. So the after the election, I was feeling, you know, there's a lot of stuff that people were worried about coming, but one of the things that was happening immediately was that people were feeling empowered to express hate and really act on all the division and hateful rhetoric that had been going on. And so I just felt like, well, we need to do something about that. And I had this image from, have you seen the Laramie Project?
Yes.
So it's from the early 90s, I think, and it's about the death of Matthew Shepard, who was a gay man in Wyoming, and the way the community ended up coming together, and the people that there was the Westboro Baptist Church came and protested his funeral, and these townspeople came and they dressed like angels, and they had these huge extensions with the sheets, and they just created this whole wall of love protecting the people at the funeral. And I just thought, okay, it is possible for love to be this fierce force that really can go up against hate and be effective. And so I had a number of conversations with, a number of different women's groups the week after the election, where people were really affected in a very emotionally deep way. And the Love Brigade really came out of those conversations, that it was someone's idea to do postcards, and someone else's idea to make it a Facebook group. And so through that, it just became this very accessible way to take a stand in the name of love and really to support victims so that they don't feel isolated, they don't feel, or someone's trying to make them feel isolated and vulnerable. And then we're saying no. You are loved, we're standing with you, and you're surrounded by people who care about you. And so it started in Vermont, and then other states have picked it up. There's about, I think, 11 other states now that have it. And someone has said that they're starting a chapter in Israel. So we'll wait till that happens. But
Stevie Wonder, hate's going around hurting every heart. Stop it, please, before it goes too far.
That's right.
You know,
right.
I mean, I think what we should be doing is concentrating on what we want to see and the things we want.
Yeah.
And so it's the Love Brigade. It ain't the Anti-Hate Brigade, because hate just dissolves in water once it's put next to love. It just does.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's like bullies,
very
you know,
big
like
deal.
if you just give them a little space to, you are not the end. Like if you can sort of stand up and just say, no, this is how we're going to have our society be. You know, this is how we're going to talk to each other. This is how we're going to, you know, share leadership and put people up. It has this contagious effect.
Very international thing, I say, and I was just in Senegal, West Africa, and same conversations are happening. They don't have our kind of ferocious antipathy that somehow has happened in America. I can't believe it, but it happens. They're more like just seeing themselves as together, but still having to work out their differences and really not let anything even slow them down a little bit. So they're, in many ways, they're at a higher level, but they still have those same concerns, and they ask me about here with a real kind of empathy, like, really? Is that really? You know, like that. And it's hard to convey, but I have to. I mean, their idea of a rough neighborhood means that people are pressed, and there's some push and shove, and every once in a while somebody tries to take something from somebody. That's a different animal. And I think it's on us. We see our America, and I think we're at a great turning point. I really do. I don't think we're going down. I think we're beginning to recognize how far up there is, and there's some dying last gasps of folks who just insist.
When I held on
they
to like
just
that.
insist on keeping their eyes closed, and it's like, you can keep your eyes closed in the corner if you want, but when you open them, the world's still going to be here.
Yeah.
And by the way, you might as well stop that kind of hate thing, because there's so much here.
So much, yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say, and I think that what also has happened is we've sort of fallen down we're at this point where so many people woke up that were like, oh wait, I cannot let this happen. And I feel like once you wake up, you don't go back to sleep after that. Once you realize your power, that is another contagious thing where you're like, oh, it's easy to call my lawmaker, it's easy to write a postcard, it's easy to send this out and let my voice be heard. And I feel like we needed everyone to wake up that woke up, and we need them to stay awake.
I mean, you could say, you know, ooh, this looks like America's really going through a tough time. Okay, but I'm seeing a lot of people stand up. I'm seeing a lot of people say,
like never
look,
before.
Here's the America I imagine,
Right.
And here's how we really should be doing it. And, you know, so sometimes in recognizing the struggle, you really see how far along you are. And I don't mean to in any way minimize the stuff that's going bad. I just mean focus on where you're going, and the rest works out. I see what's happening. I'm paying close attention. But I still think my heroes are standing up left and right, all over the place. And I was there for the Women's March, and wow. Well, I was just in Greenfield, and it was gigantic. So, well, it wasn't a little gathering of 12 people. No, I mean, 12 would be fine, but it was a lot, and I think around the nation, and obviously people kept track. Around the world.
Did you go to DC?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
It was amazing. I mean, I think what was so so DC was incredible, and that we couldn't.
Wow.
I mean, we couldn't walk anywhere. We were on random side streets, and we couldn't walk. It's like you couldn't get to the march because everyone was just, you know,
You just gotta be the march.
You know, we are the march.
That's right.
Exactly.
No, you can't. There's no center anymore.
Right.
Be it.
But
Right.
but what I found amazing was that afterwards, well, everything. I mean, everyone you met was so positive, so loving. I mean, it was just this like giant. Just this giant party in a lot of ways, and then and the chants were amazing. My son is 7. He ended up starting he'd heard it before, so it's not like he made it up, but he started no hate, no fear, immigrants are welcome here, and the whole crowd
Nice.
took it up, and you know, just the power that comes from that. But then after the march, seeing the videos from all the marches around the world.
All over the world, that's right.
Yeah, from the similar chants, the same sign, you know, love trumps hate, and just the commonality of that message of love and compassion and inclusivity. It was amazing. You know, it's like, yes, finally we're involved.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
It's taken some, like, I like what you were saying earlier, that, you know, once you wake up, you want to do stuff because you are aware that you can create stuff. And this is what we do in the show. We talk about art and how to be creator, right? So I was just listening when Bernie Sanders came in, that it's time to be creative, right? To start creating that world that you were just talking about. How do we create that world? How do we imagine that world?
The face of America is me and you and everyone from the worldwide world who dares to dare to build dreams true and remember all we've all been through. Because when we do, we make America more like America.
Ah, beautiful.
One of my new little spoken things. It's too long. I haven't memorized it yet, but that part came up as you were talking. I was like, I think I know that part.
Now, Tony, you're gonna play it for us in a little bit, but where can people know more about where you're playing and maybe?
Yeah, I have a website. I think that's these days, you know, the sort of print media, the days of put a big ad in the paper, those are over. It's a whole different world. So if you go to my website, tonyvaca.com, and there's a calendar, and there's the Senegal America stuff, and there's some cool. We did some music videos in Senegal, which were really. I never thought I was going to get a chance to do that, but we did because a director and a videographer in Senegal has had this vision, and he was so good. It was crazy. And beautifully enough, instead of like, you know, you got to be in Hollywood, no, he's got like 30,000 followers, and he puts our video up on his thing, and immediately everyone's seeing our stuff because of the connection in West Africa. So, you know, the whole idea of a worldwide community is very alive, and I'm so fortunate to sort of bounce around and see it. So yeah, if you go to my website, you'll see that. And you know, I mean, playing live is still, to me, the ultimate experience. It's very intimate. You play big festivals, small stage, all the same. In Brattleboro, we've played at the Next Stage. We played at the Vermont Jazz Center. We played at all the little places from, you know, over the decades, from the Common Ground to the new cool, you know, cyberspace cafe things. It's like, why should any venue be too big or too small? I mean, lucky me, I have a career and I got enough gigs, but I think that's what we have to be doing. And the new model of music, it's so different from when I started. It used to be make a CD, use the CD to get a gig, get paid to do the gig and sell the CDs, and you'll have a career. This will work. You can do this. Now it's make amazing stuff and give it away for free and hold your hands out and see what happens. So I just said, you know, have some faith in just generosity. Just be generous and just shift. It's every bit as doable. I don't know exactly how to explain that. It's a little less explainable, but it's just as doable. So I mean, everyone in our circle, you know, I mean, I'm working with Abiodun Oyewole of The Last Poets. This goes back to the 60s, The Last Poets, from way back then. And he's still doing it. And this thing about gratitude, we've been talking a lot about it. It's like he's a giant in his world. Every big-time rapper knows of The Last Poets and Abiodun. And he put out the kind of message that said, we're in this together. You know, all the race stuff, yeah, but it's always about our humanity, not about our differences. The thing that makes us different is the ability to change into what we need to be to survive in a place. That's all that is. And we all possess that. So it's actually a unifying thing, not a separate thing. And so wherever he would go, a lot of the African folks knew him. He got the nickname Daddy Rapper, as in the father of the thing. Not the rap, the cars, and the tea thing. I mean the rap as in, we are in this together, humanity. And what a special cat. And so we've been talking about that. Just go do it.
Yes, go do it. And go do some postcard making.
Right.
Love Brigade, come on.
Possibly the most accessible art there is.
Which you just need a pencil, some addresses, and what you do, you have a list of all the people that have been targeted by hate crimes, and people come in, and kids, all kinds of people come in. When is the next time that it's going to happen?
Well, it's happening Sunday, which is probably in the past, I think.
But it's going to continue to happen, right?
Yeah, I think, well, the easiest way to get involved is to be on the Facebook group, which is, so you just, on Facebook, it's just Local Love Brigade, and then look for the Vermont chapter, because then we'll post upcoming events there. And it's so fun. Like the first month, it didn't occur to me that we should get people together, but then once you did, you're like, oh my gosh, this is even better, because it's therapeutic, and then it's like a party. And so yeah, we definitely have stuff. My goal is at least once a month. And yeah, it's so accessible to kids. You know, it really is a very family-friendly activity. We have stamps and stencils. If you can't even draw a heart, we've got the stencils for you to do it. So.
That's deep, though. I mean, you're saying love is a very real medicine.
It's fierce.
You know, exactly. Fierce, that's a great word.
Yeah.
Fierce medicine.
Yes.
So, and if you want to, there's talking about the kind of getting people active and stuff, the weekend page is also a good resource to go in and like just check it out, what's happening in town, because there's a lot of stuff happening in town. So also check it out. Well, that was awesome. Tony, would you like to play some music?
I'm ready.
Awesome.
Ready?
Rock.
All right. The count of 3, 1, 2, and whoa.
is the magic of television, everybody. How's it going, Tony? You ready for the Blessed Music?
I'm ready, bring it on.
All right, Ballet Dance by Tony Baca.
But there's more. I'm looking into the eyes of the next generation, and I see you seeing past, present, and future. I'm looking into the eyes of the next generation. And you know what? I see hearts and minds gathered here to find the sound, to put the rhythms and the words down, to rock the time, to open our eyes, to realign our visions and set our minds on peace. Because it seems like world been hanging by a threadbare thread. Some nearly gone, some already dead. I ain't looking for trouble, so already found me. I ain't trying to bust your bubble. I'm saying, I see, things gotta change. In every village and city in the world, there's gonna be love. Maybe we're dancing to the music, some child dying. Starvation, AIDS, her people been trying to turn their ship around. War, malaria, and all this going down. If it's starting to scare you, you know what I know. Things gotta change. In every village and city in the world, there's always been love, love, love. So if Africa is truly the mother of us all, how could it be some ignore the call of all our children who need some fresh air to breathe or some clean water? So they live to see the next generation turn things around, unite the peoples of our nations with the sounds of our music, our voices, our calls for peace, love, and justice. And these are the ways, you and me, we become the change. Just saying things gotta change. In every village and city in the world, there has always been love, 'cause it's our nature to be generous. Don't be fooled by those who would say we're designed to be cruel. Life's about spirit, rhythm, and flow, how we're all connected, how high we can go. Oh, now some in America acting like, oh, say we don't see the power within you and me to re-ring the bell of freedom in the land of the free. I mean, that's how it works, so if you're asking me, I'm gonna tell you, I say there are troubles to face and rise above. Ain't no trouble can erase the power of love, to free our minds, to open our hearts, to start today, to make a new start, find a way to heal the past, to love every moment and make true love last, to honor the lessons of loss and pain. And hear me, 'cause I will tell you again, we are the change, you and me. We are the change, you and me, you and me. Things, gotta change. Things, gotta change. Gotta change.
Whoa, that was awesome, Tony.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
As you can see, I lost my microphone, so I'm just doing this at the studio. Anyways, thank you so much, Tony Vaca. Keep it real. And to the next art story, I'm out. So, yes, that's his. Have a good time. Bye.
Great.
Yes, great. Totally on camera.